right, everyone. Welcome to Generations of X, the podcast, or rather, in this case, the YouTube channel, where we discuss the past, present, and future of all things X-Men. I am your co-host, the uncanny Dayspring, and Flink isn't here because one, he's in another state, and two, I got something in the mail that I have been dying for since I first saw it on the Disney store. It's the X-Men Deluxe figure set, and they are based off of Patrick Brown's new art of the 90s animated X-Men, except with like a very updated look. And the second I saw it, I was just so giddy because Disney, they don't just do anything. They're very masterful with their planning and the way they roll out things. So we got the X-Men animated on Disney Plus. Then we got icons for them in the Disney Plus, platform. You can choose your user icon, and it's a 90s team. We're getting an entire figurine set that we're about to see dedicated to them, plus a whole lot of merch and even like special promo on the Disney store, so the Disney online store. So I'm just excited to see where we're gonna go with this and if this is actually herald for a revival of the 90s animated show. But that's a long-winded way of saying that I just got back from the gym. I was wearing my X-Men shirt at the gym fortuitously, and I got a notification that I had a package, and it's this. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is I ordered this like 2 weeks ago, and, well, you just saw my apartment number. And it just got here, and that felt kind of slow for me. I'm going to give Disney the benefit of the doubt. I've never ordered from the Disney store online, for the record, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that it was the holidays. They're a global company. Everyone loves Disney, so a lot of people were probably just going there onto the site. So without further ado, I am going to open this up. And I'm just so excited. I don't know what to expect. I've only seen the promo images for it, and they all look great. The only thing I'm going to say is that it's the 8 members. It's Professor X, it's Beast, it's Jean Grey, it's Rogue, it's Storm, it's Wolverine, it's Cyclops, and it's Gambit, and then Magneto. Who is missing from that list? Jubilee. So Jubilee is not in this. And I'm kind of heartbroken about that because I feel like Jubilee is iconic 90s X-Men animated. She was the outsider looking in. So I'm sad she's not here. She's not my diehard favorite. She's one of Flink's big, top 10 X-Men. I don't dislike Jubilee, but she's not quite up there for me. So I can live without that. But in the context of this set, I would like to have her. So let's open this up. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, look at that. It came in some kind of tissue paper, Disney tissue paper. All right. Here we go. Look at that. We have Elsa, Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, the silhouettes of all these characters, Tinkerbell. I'm just seeing so many. Mickey, Bambi. I love this. Ariel, Aurora. This is awesome. All right. So I'm not a huge Disney nerd. I grew up in Florida, and I went to Disney maybe a couple of times a year because that's just what you do in Florida, because it's only in the part of Florida I grew up, Miami. It's only a 3-hour drive, so it's perfect weekend getaway. So I went to Disney a lot. I have a lot of love for Disney, but I'm not a Disney stan like a lot of other people. And okay, so that was just it. And here is the unbox. Ooh, let's look at that. Here, check this out. Let's see if the camera can get that without the glare. Let me just move the glare. Boom, right there. Okay, so there is that. Check that out. Wow, that Patrick Brown art is incredible. Guys, again, Disney does not do things just for the sake of doing things. They have commissioned an artist to do this because they are going to give us something with the X-Men. And now that the film rights are back with Disney from Fox, well, because they bought Fox, you can rest assured that the X-Men are going to be coming in a huge way, and they're going to push them. So we have Magneto here, right there. And then we have Jean in her 90s costume displaying a Phoenix effect. Then we have Xavier there. We have Cyclops. We have Beast. Got Beast right there. Beast, the worst X-Man ever. And sorry, guys, this is our first unboxing video, so, bear with me. Here is Wolverine, Storm in her mohawk, in her 90s costume, which is great. Gambit in the back, not having his headband. and Rogue Dead Center. And we did a poll recently on our Instagram, Women Crush Wednesdays, and we asked who were your favorite. And the three that we got the most of was Rogue, Storm, and Jean Grey. So I love seeing them represented here. All right, so I am not one of those collectors who keep things in a box. I do love, I mean, I'm tempted to because of this, but I am gonna crack this bad boy open and let's see what it entails. And again, guys, like, this is my first unboxing video. If you have any comments or suggestions, just let me know. You know, this channel, look, and this opens pretty easily. They were really, look at that, really great. Just let us know any kind of content you want to see. I'm just so excited to get this because I have been dying for this since I saw it, and I was like, I just gotta have him. I've gotten like some of these like figurine PVC sets over the years. There was one they released with like the OG X-Men, and you know, at the time it was great. It was good looking. I mean, this must have been like the late '90s. Early 2000s, and I love that PVC set so much, and I'm just a sucker for figures like this, and especially when they did the Gashapons. I don't know if you guys remember the Gashapons back in like 2003, 2005, somewhere around there, where you had like Emma and Jean and Ultimate Cyclops, and they were just so wonderful. All right, check them out. Oh my God, they are beautiful. I also just moved, so I don't have my geek space set up, and anyone listening to the podcast will notice my audio sometimes. Sometimes sounds really great, other times it doesn't. So I'm in my living room right now. I'm trying to figure things out. The fire burning because it's New Year's Eve, and we're gonna have a nice little celebration here. But yeah, just bear with me. Hopefully in the coming weeks I'll have a table, I'll have a setup where our study's right there, and we've been debating turning that into a geek room. We used to entertain quite a bit before the pandemic, so we had a lot of friends over, and again, we just moved and we thought, oh, we're gonna have a bigger space, we can have more people over, but you know, I don't know, a lot of our friends have moved out of the city, and we're kind of, you know, the last people standing here. So we may turn it into a geek room, we may not, it may be a bar area study. I know I'm rambling, but I'm just so excited that we got this. All right, I'm gonna start with my least favorite first, which is Beast, Hank McCoy, Beast, and let's see if you can see that there. And again, guys, I'll make sure to, I keep wanting to go this way and it goes the opposite, but hang on, let me just get the light back on here. All right, and I'm gonna move closer. So, hi, I apologize you have to see me so close up. So there's Hank McCoy, aka the Beast, aka the worst X-Men ever. And look, I know there are Beast stands out there. I think animated Beast is my favorite version of this character. I'm just asking, where did he get his PhD? Where did he get his PhD from? But this is a really beautiful figure. It's great rendering of him. You see how nimble he is. Beast is always flying around the place, and I really like that. As you know, it's just like a PVC like figure, you know, mini statue. You can't move them, you know, but right there, boom, there's Beast. Okay, our next one, and again, I really like Wolverine, but in the context of the animated show and all these characters, he's not definitely up there for me. So let me just get Wolverine out. Right here. The packaging for him is really great. All right, and here is Wolverine. All right, we'll go a little closer. Yeah, you can see that detail right there. The updated look looks great on him. You know, he's missing his blue underwear, but I think he looks absolutely phenomenal. I love his claws. They're not really sharp. They kind of remind me of the ones we get with Marvel Legends, except they're very straight. And his face looks really good there. It's a little, no, actually no, it's maybe just a little splotchy. Let's see if you can pick it up right there. Right, you know, right there. But otherwise, it's a great figure. Awesome figure. Really great. Does Logan justice. Okay, so Magneto, I'm going to give him a look next. Look, I would have rather had Jubilee, but I get it. You need to have a bad guy here, and you need to have Magneto. And we were talking with the Leewalds about this. Hang on, see that there's Magneto. Let me move my fingers out of the way. Sorry, guys. My unmanicured fingers. Well, there's Magneto. His cape is like billowing in the wind. As you can tell, his like feet are pointed down because it looks like he's levitating, and there's like a little plastic there that shows him levitating, which looks really great. It's beautiful. He's beautiful. The face is really awesome. He kind of looks like Ian McKellen. I think they captured Ian McKellen's likeness for this. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, or maybe it was, but it really does look like Ian McKellen. Yeah, we were talking with the Lewalds about this, that it was really important for them when they were planning the series not to have Magneto come in that first episode. They wanted to introduce the Sentinels first, and then they would have gone into Magneto. So by the time you get to Magneto, you see a different perspective of the mutant struggle and why maybe he is right. Maybe he's not necessarily wrong. So that's something that Larry Houston, who was the series director, and he was co-director and storyboard artist for Pride of the X-Men. So he had a lot of experience with that character, with Magneto as a character. So both, or all three of them, the Lewalds and Larry Houston, have all said that it was really important that once we got to Magneto, you understood his perspective. So here we go. And I think it's kind of funny that, we don't get all the heroes, we get Magneto, and they were very purposeful in giving us him. But he's great, he looks wonderful. Okay, next one on this would be Professor Xavier. By the way, if I could redo this, I probably would have done Magneto, and then Xavier, and then Wolverine. But it's fine. Xavier looks kind of fugly, I'm not going to lie to you. Look at his face right there. He's like, ah! He's kind of seeing the years are going to be ahead of them when it comes to X-Men representation in other media. I mean, that's not really fair because I think the X-Men movies, the first trilogy, and Days of Future Past, not the first trilogy. I think X-Men 1, X-Men 2, First Class, Days of Future Past, and Logan were all fantastic movies, and people have their preferences on how to order them or whatever, but you can see the story there. They streamlined those characters. They came out across really good. But, with the exception of that, I think representation for the X-Men, other media has been sort of a hit or miss. I think Wolverine and the X-Men was a very admirable try. I think it was transparent that they were giving Wolverine the spotlight for that in lieu of it just being the X-Men. I think Earth's Mightiest Avengers did something similar where they just brought in a huge cast of characters, and it was so much fun. And it was so much fun to see these characters and see them all interact within the context of a larger universe. And Wolverine and the X-Men almost nailed that, but the focus on Wolverine too much, it's just, it's kind of like when you see the, Hugh Jackman, who is undoubtedly a great guy, but, and great actor and great Wolverine. However, his time, forcing the spotlight on him on stories that weren't organic, it feels a little transparent. But so Xavier is just screaming there. I like the psi effect there. I know we got one in the Marvel Legends deluxe figure of him, and not many people like that, but it looks great. I would have given him, I don't know, his blanket. What do you guys think of his blanket? I would have made it plaid or something, but that could be because I'm thinking of Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy. But he's great. Not a bad figure. Obviously, same with Magneto. There's a little clear display here that mounts him up, so it looks like he's hovering in his hover chair. All right. So the next one I'm going to get is Storm, and she looks absolutely boss. I mean, look at that cape and look at her legs, and that face mold is beautiful. I mean, that is a clean face mold for this size and everything, and look at her. This is gorgeous. I mean, I just want you to, I'm trying to get the bottom of her cape here because it's just great, and her fingertips and everything. I love Storm with the mohawk. I don't love it in the context of her wearing a standard uniform. I think 80s Mohawk Storm is beautiful. It's iconic. It was so deliciously rebellious when we had it. When they've done it paired with the costume in a modern look, it doesn't really jive with me. I believe they had 3 different voice actresses for her in the animated series, and my God, she was just phenomenal. All right, so my next one is going to be the Raging Cajun Gambit, and whoa, his coat is actually glossy. I don't know if it's picking it up there. I don't believe the other ones. I'm looking at the other ones right here. The other ones don't have that. It's glossy if you can pick that up. And, he's his face isn't that good. I don't, it's not bad, but he almost looks like he's possessed, like he's back with Apocalypse and as a horseman. And his staff seems a little too big for him. I don't know. The staff just seems like it's huge on him. Anyways, so look at that figure right there. Sorry guys, like I keep doing it one way and it goes the other way. I'm learning. It's my first unboxing video. Just bear with me. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I don't know. He kind of looks like he had a lot of like plastic surgery. It just doesn't. It looks like he has too many fillers or Botox in there. So there is Gambit. Great. The uniform looks wonderful. I'm happy with this updated look. And by the way, so far I'm not unhappy with any of their updated looks. I think the designs by Patrick Brown are beautiful. They're great. I think they'll pop really well. All right, so we have 3 left. If you listen to our podcast regularly, you know who's going to be my number 1, and maybe my number 2 in this. But my number 3 is Rogue, and again, like I said, we did a Women Crush Wednesday on our Instagram. We asked you guys to tell us who your favorite female X-Men were, and Rogue, Storm, and Jean. They're the ones that kept getting in on repeat, and Dazzler as well. I wanna give that shout out to Dazzler because that's not only Flink's favorite character, but it's a character that I think has so much potential, and unfortunately they don't seem to ever know what to do with her. So here is Rogue. She's kind of, I don't know. I like the design. I like her hair. I like the hair a little shorter. I don't know. Maybe I don't like the hair a little shorter. I love the big 90s curly hair, but the face, it's not ugly. It's just a little bland, if you can see that. It's somber, and I just feel like Rogue would have more of a active face. She'd be like, but sugar. She's so sassy, and she has such a wonderful presence, especially in the animated series. My God, she has a wonderful presence on the show. And I'm just, I don't see Lenore Zan there. How about that? It doesn't scream Lenore Zan for me. But not a bad figure at all. Look, and by the way, look at that. On the bottom of her boots, they're green. So she has like the X-Men's version of Louboutins. All right. Boom. My penultimate favorite is Cyclops, leader of the X-Men. Boom. And look at that blast effect. This is quite the stand there. It's a great look for the character. I don't dislike it. I would like his gloves to be yellow, like all yellow, instead of kind of like what you see here. I don't dislike it. It's not my preferred look. Like, I would have his gloves and his boots a solid yellow, and I would make the buckle on his belt red to match the red X on his suspenders or his upper belt, whatever you want to call it, his harness. So the blast effect is great. I love how it's like kind of like shooting out. If people remember, Cyclops' blast is combustive. So I think this is great. You can't really see his face. His face isn't that bad. It's actually kind of like he's screaming. He's mid, pew, right there. There's some splotches on his back, on his butt. I'm sorry to have to point it out like that, but it's there, and otherwise it's a fun figure. Oh, you know what? Actually, if you look at his face, it's very splotchy as well. See, I don't know if the camera picks that up, but it's very splotchy. It looks like some of the red paint, either from his tongue or from the blast effect, just kind of bled in. Yeah, and his forehead is very sloppy too. Oh man, that's kind of a disappointment. Sorry, I'm trying not to tremble. But it's kind of like, if you can see that there, it's kind of a disappointment, I'm not gonna lie, for being one of my favorite characters. All right, our last one, my favorite character. Again, this is not shocking for anyone who listens to the podcast. Miss Jean Grey. Oh, and look, Miss Jean Grey is tied, specially tied, so you have to untwist her. Boom. Okay. Wow. Okay, let me just take a second to look at her, because this is why I bought the set. If she hadn't been on it, if they had put Jubilee instead of her, I would not have bought the set. And not only That, but also the fact that she has this Phoenix effect. She's not terrible. She's not the best in the set, but she's not the worst in the set. And you definitely get a bang for her buck in this. And I'm liking her new uniform quite a bit. So let's bring her up to the camera right there. There she is, Miss Jean Elaine Gray. This is fun. Whoever designed this figure, whoever put her together, who did the sketching and the design for her, for this specific figure, they obviously had a lot of love for Jean. They took Patrick Brown's design and really made it fun and innovative. I like how her shoulder pads look detached from the costume so she can lift up like that, you know. And I think she's fun. She looks beautiful. She reminds me of a Little Mermaid PVC figure I had when I was younger. And I lost in the ocean because, of course, I took it with me in the ocean and I was playing with her and then boom, she was gone. She has a very Disney-ish, Disney princess feel to her, just like boom, like that, and her hair is billowing to the side. I really like her. I would have picked her up on her own for probably like $5-10, and I wouldn't have thought twice. So the fact that I was able to get her as part of the set is just wonderful. So who do I think is the best figure and who do I think is the worst figure? I'm gonna have to say Cyclops is the worst figure. Oh my gosh, this really breaks my heart to have to say that because I don't think it's a bad figure in terms of his posing and the blast effect they did. However, his face, it's like the paint apps on it are just so splotchy and poorly done. And then again, as mentioned, like he's splotchy throughout. And you know, like the back of his boots here, if you can see his calves, they're gray and it just looks a little off for me. And again, the gloves, it just doesn't feel like it was completely painted. And it feels like a figure you would have gotten on like a bootleg market. That's my first instinct when seeing him. I do think the best figure, and look, I love Jean, I love Storm. I think the best figure is going to be Magneto in this. So, because he's very, like the paint apps are very clean. The cape, look at the molding on that cape. It's just so wonderful. He looks like he's just coming right at you. And again, look at his feet, how they're pointing, and the boots, you can see the red coming out. And it's all very clean. And the face, it's just really, really well done. It's a well done face. So, you know, I'm going to have to give it to Magneto as the best and Cyclops the worst. Okay, guys, that was our unboxing of the X-Men Deluxe playset. It is $26.99 on the Disney Store online. I did, when I was down in Florida a couple weeks ago, I did go into a Disney store trying to find them. I didn't see them in the Disney Store, so I think they're an online exclusive only. Leave your comments down below. Please be nice. This was my first unboxing. I don't even know why I'm saying please be nice, because everyone has been so nice and kind to us. But, you know, it's the internet and it's 2020 and we're all home and we all have feels, but please give us some feedback. Let us know what other videos you like to see and have a happy new year.